Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome back to the Misunderstood Show. Today we have an awesome guest, Dave McAthur with McAthur Edge Home Financing. I'm so glad you wore your hat. It makes it easier for me to remember. It's kind of a long name, McAthur Edge Home Finance.
You know, I think that's an old website that I had, and it just kind of got branded that way. But the company that I'm a broker for is called Edge Home Finance.
Right.
So the domain on my email is annoying to write out. And
yeah, I know that. I'm familiar with them.
Yeah.
Do you know the Tyson Eddie? He was with them. He might still be with them.
I know the name, so he must be. But there's
yeah.
almost 2,000 LOs with Edge now.
Oh, okay.
And each of us, we basically run our own business. We just have, basically our licenses are hung at Edge.
So you have a lot of freedom.
I do, yeah. I have as much training, as many meetings as I want without any kind of requirement. And so tons of support without any kind of oversight, which is both good and bad because if I can be lazy, sometimes I will. So yeah.
Sometimes we need that though. We get burnout,
mm-hmm.
and sometimes people need to just like relax a little bit
Yeah.
and kind of regroup so they can get back going. I think some people like me, I feel guilty if I get lazy, you know.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of guilt, which I'm learning self-care. And it's okay.
I get that. I didn't take a lunch break for like 8 years.
That's
and so now I'm like, okay, and I'm going to take 2 lunch breaks every once in a while.
Yeah,
so,
you got to.
And being that I work from home, my kids are always constantly coming in to play or break their monotony. And especially my 3-year-old, he just come and climb on my lap and punch me in the face for a few minutes before he lets me go back to work. So
that's kind of cool that you can. It helps break up your day, but also like you have that ability to still be with your family and
it's fantastic.
Be flexible and take off when you need to, but still be there for your clients. Because what people don't understand is if we walk around with our phone, it's just it's nonstop, you know.
Yeah.
And we have to answer emails, we have to answer calls, texts, social media, all these things that are coming at us, and you have to answer them in a timely manner.
Yeah.
And your kid can be sitting in your lap, and it's really nice because you can sit there and message them back or send them what they need, from your phone or your laptop while you're still with your child.
Yeah.
I love that flexibility. That's why I went into real estate. That's because it was more flexible. It is hard. You still work a lot.
Right.
But it's flexible. You're not stuck at an office where you're away from your family and then you have to commute. Yeah. And you're spending money commuting and you're eating out and
all the above.
It costs a lot of money to work outside of the home.
I don't know what I would do if I had to have a commute and go to an office anymore. And I tell it to my wife and she's like, oh, I don't know what I would do. She's just so used to having me home.
Yeah.
So,
I love your wife. She's so sweet.
She's great, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone says they married up. I have actual proof. So
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
She is really sweet. She's beautiful too.
Yeah.
She's a little younger than you too.
A little bit. Yeah. She's about 10.
Okay.
She's 25 years younger than me. Yeah.
No.
No. But she'll appreciate me letting everyone know she's 25, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
She looks really young.
Yeah. Well, having a 21-year-old and a 3-year-old, you got to pick a side. So we just said we're just going to stay young forever.
Oh, that's your gap?
Yeah.
Just 2?
Oh no, we have 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we did talk about this because I have 5 also.
Yeah.
My memory's
right.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But yours are much wider range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine are fixing to be 12 and just turned 20 and then all in between.
We're a blended family. My oldest 2 daughters are from my previous marriage, and they're just amazing. But they wouldn't be who they are without Sarah. She stepped into that role and really gave them a lot of things I didn't even know that little girls needed.
Oh yeah.
And so she became amazing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need both parents. You need a mom and a dad.
Yeah.
They serve 2 different purposes.
Yeah.
For boys and girls.
I'm really lucky to have a great relationship with all my kids, but my oldest two, they one of them lives in Arizona and the other one is in Costa Rica for the summer. But we talk three, 4 times well, it'll be 3 or 4 times in a week, and then we'll go 2 weeks, and then. But we have a great relationship, and I really love it.
That's awesome.
But they end up calling Sarah more than they call me.
That's awesome.
I get jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, call your dad.
Sometimes my stepkids call me too, which makes me feel good. Yeah. But my kids call my husband a lot, and that's their stepdad. They call him a lot because they're boys. Yeah. He says yes more too.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that maybe hey, if they need to borrow money or something and get a car fixed, they call me. If they need advice on a health or beauty thing or self-esteem or just to chat,
I'm not going to call you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. My stepdaughter was just calling me like when the show was starting. I'm like, I'm in recording.
Oh yeah.
And because she wants to make cookies and make chocolate covered strawberries today, and I'm like, I will do it this evening when I get back. But it is really I think that's great because obviously blended families can be complicated and they can be tough. But yeah, I'm very blessed as well to have all of our kids get along, and
that's great.
It's really awesome. It's the blood siblings that fight with each other more.
Yeah. I guess word isn't blended. Blended would be like hers and mine separate, right?
It's kind of the same. Okay. I get what you're saying because you have 2 from your previous marriage, and then you have 3 with her.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Ours are actually
separate, right?
And blended.
Do you guys have some together, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't?
No, we met in summer of 2020.
Oh.
I was older.
Like, no more kids.
Well, I was 40, so no.
I'll tell you a really funny story. Well, I think it's funny. So first of all, I had the 2 girls and then got divorced, and I was thinking, I'm for sure done having kids. And then I got married to a girl who's 10 plus years younger than me, and so when she wanted to have kids, and she's still young,
right?
Kind of hard to say no to that,
right?
Plus she's beautiful, so I'm like, our kids are gonna be gorgeous. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
And so then we had another girl, and I'm like, another girl? I got 3 girls. I'm definitely done. And a couple years later, she's like, well, we got to try for a boy. So I'm like, okay, fine. So we had our boy. We had our first boy. And then for sure, I'm done, right?
Right.
No more kids.
You finally got your boy.
So when that boy was 7, now Sarah will tell you that, oh yeah, we talked about it and we agreed we were going to get pregnant. She's lying. She's 100% lying to you if she tells you the story about how Luke happened. So I'll just out her to the world or whoever's listening right now. My wife lies about one thing and that's it. All she did, I think, was had a conversation where I didn't say absolutely no. And she took it as like oh great, no more birth control. So all of a sudden we're pregnant. And she's like, aren't you so happy? And I'm like, I'm surprised. And she's like, well, we talked about this. I'm like, no, we didn't. We also talked about buying
I weren't listening.
I'm like, we also talked about buying a Bentley. You don't see that in our driveway. It's just a thing we talked about. Well, so we go, and she has very hard pregnancies, like extremely hard. She was in like bedridden for 6 months during pregnancy with Luke, like couldn't get out of bed.
Wow.
Literally on her back. So that's the main reason why it's hard for both of us to have kids, because I've got to carry a lot more weight during those times. And but anyway, so the minute we had Luke, the very second that I was holding him for the first time, 15 seconds after he was born, instantly I was thinking, I want another one. Like I'm ready to have a 6th child. I want a 6th. And now she's like, nope. So we kind of switched roles on that, and now she's put up the walls. We're not having another kid, and I was done, and now I want one, and she's like, no, I'm done.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. I don't know what I would do with a 6th kid, but I really do want one.
I mean, you have 5, why not 6?
Right?
I did talk to my husband, and obviously, when you're in love in the beginning of your relationship, and we got married, and I was like, man, I would love to have like a little me and him. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But man, they're so expensive.
Oh yeah, there's that.
And our situation is a little bit where we're paying for all of them. I'm not getting help from my kid's dad very much, and almost none. And we're also, my husband is a good dad and pays for his kids and pays child support and pays medical and pays half all their dental and braces. And, he's a good dad, and he pays for my kids' health insurance and all their stuff. So when you start combining all that, we have one in college and we got kids driving. You know how that is. You start buying cars and insurance and all this stuff. It's like, I don't, and then thinking about, like, I have to work to pay for all this stuff. So we have to live in the Woodlands because my stepkid's mom lives there and we want to be close to them. So it's very expensive. We can't just go live out in the country in a double wide, which I would totally do, and stay home.
Well, and kids, they like to eat like every week.
I have 4 teenage boys.
Oh.
And a 100-pound dog.
Your fridge is full 1 day a week.
Yeah. I also have a golden retriever who they told us he was going to be like 65 to 70 pounds. He turned out to be, right now he's 108 pounds.
Wow.
He just turned 8 years. Well, no, he's turning 8 years old next week.
Wow.
We need to do a birthday for him. Oh my gosh, that's Wednesday.
Of course you do.
Remember that. He's gonna be 8 years old. But yeah, he also eats a lot, and we buy him good food. So it's never ending, right? And they're just expensive. We're very like health conscious about things, and so the food bill is really high.
Yeah, we're a little Nazi about food and buying clean, and it's amazing how expensive all that
deodorant
was before. But now in the last 3 years, everything's tripled. It's crazy.
Insane. That's another thing that happened is inflation happened during that time that I was thinking about. I was like, man, we should have another one. He was like, absolutely not. It was not in his. He was like you. He's like, no. It was never a maybe. It was always no. He was very adamant because it's so expensive. And he has 3. But I was like, man, it'd be so nice if we had another little girl. So Rose has a sister and we had our own, but it's just not. And then I thought maybe we could adopt. But again,
we've had that thought too.
There's so many kids that need homes. Do I really need to have another child?
Right.
It's just the whole idea of having one together, like a little mini.
That is really nice. And the other thing for me is that my older 2 girls, they are super tight. They're like, just best friends.
That's awesome.
And then Kai and Samantha, they're 12 and 10, and they're, whenever their friends are not around, they're super good friends. Whenever they have other friends around, then Samantha doesn't like them. Yeah.
Oh, mine are the same way.
Yeah.
What's funny too is when Kason and Rose, they're my youngest and his youngest, they're actually in the same grade.
Oh, wow.
When they're together, just the 2 of them, they get along great. When Oliver comes around, Oliver's her older brother, who's like closer to Kason's age. They're best friends.
Okay.
So it's like having a live-in best friend. They gang up on her. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then when it's just Rose and Oliver, it's kind of the same. Like sometimes they bicker because they're blood. The blood ones usually fight the most. But when it's just the 2 of them, they get along better. Yeah. But when Case and Oliver are together, poor Rose. But Rose has the 2 older boys.
Yeah.
They're older. They baby her and cater to her and take care of her and protect her. Now, I will tell you, those 2 boys, the younger boys, they will stick up for her. We had some boys at church that got into the closet and got the wooden swords out from like theater, wooden swords, and started hitting her. They were like visitor boys. We don't even know who they were. We never saw them again, but they started hitting her with it. And my 2 boys stepped in
and beat them up. And
I guess they never came back. I saw them. They had marks on them, but my boys had like cuts because they're wooden.
Yeah. Where
they hit him like in the shoulder, and then one had like a knot on his head. But Rose comes walking out like, "Don't mess with me."
That's hilarious.
So she knows she's got. But what's great is too when she starts dating, she's got all these older brothers.
That's pretty fantastic.
They're gonna protect her from bad boys. But
now I really wish I had something like that for Luke. He's the youngest, and the other 2 sets both had each other, and they're little BFFs. And then there's Luke. Now he's a little crazy anyway. He's different than any child.
Because he's the youngest.
But he's different than any kid I've ever met.
Really?
First of all, he won't talk. He's almost 4. And he says like 4 words.
He probably doesn't have to because everybody does everything for him.
He just refuses.
It's
common. Not that he can't, because he'll like, I remember 2.5 years ago, he was saying his sister Samantha's name. And then we're all, hey, you're saying Samantha's name. That's great. Now, can't pay him to do it.
He just refuses.
Just refuses. About a year ago, he was saying like down please, like we tell him to say down please, like to get out of a chair or whatever. And he did that for a week, and then he's like, nope, I'm not gonna do that anymore. We can't bribe him or beg him or anything to get him to say things that we know he can. He's just like, no, I tried it once, I didn't like it, I'll just go back to not talking.
Have you talked to a speech therapist?
Oh yeah, we had him tested for autism at 4 different places.
It is common though with the youngest where they don't talk as much or do things for themselves because everybody else does everything for them.
And I kind of figured it was something like that. It's just that all the rest of our kids were so advanced in every what do you call those?
Especially the oldest.
Yeah, they
or
got
the
things
second
so
oldest because
quickly.
they see.
Yeah.
Like they learn.
Right.
Yeah.
We were kind of thinking maybe at one point that he might be on the spectrum, and so we got him. And we had
Can they
heard,
tell really at that age?
They seem to think that they could because they basically said no, not
You
at
do
all.
know that those people misdiagnose and miss things all the time.
For sure.
So I wouldn't put 100% faith
Well,
in
the
that.
reason that we wanted to go and get him tested is because speech therapy would have been covered if he was diagnosed with some kind of disability.
Right.
And without it, it's $300 a session, and they're like, you need to do twice a week. And I'm like, I probably know 3 people in my Rolodex that could do that. I don't have that kind of money, and insurance won't cover it. So we got him tested to see if like the state would help pick some of that up, and they're like, no, he's fine. He just doesn't want to talk. So anyway, but so there's that. He won't talk, and then he is absolutely the most energetic wrestler I've ever seen. All he wants to do is climb on me 3 times an hour. And like I'll be working and he'll just climb up and get on my lap without help. He'll climb up on my lap and then climb on my shoulder and then just grab around my head and just hang on, and he'll just twist his body left and right thinking he's doing some moves while I'm trying to work, which is great. I love it. But there's no end to his amount of energy to do that. He just wants to.
That's interesting. Have you seen the Peanut Butter Falcon? I'm not saying he has Down syndrome, but have you seen that?
It's a great movie.
It kind of makes me think of that guy.
Such a great movie.
He loves to wrestle. And all. That is a great movie. I love that movie.
Fantastic. I really hadn't equated that to my kid, but I can see it now.
Right? It's kind of mean, but I hope he doesn't listen to this. Like, you're comparing me to a Down syndrome kid. That's rude. But yeah, I have some really great stories about Down syndrome. People are they're funny, and they're a lot smarter than people will give them credit for, honestly. I rode the bus with a girl that had Down syndrome when I was growing up.
Me too.
Her name was Beverly. She was like 30.
Nancy. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what bus?
And she was still in high school. I'm not from here. I'm from Canyon Lake. But when I was in like elementary school, she rode the bus with me.
That's what I meant. Okay, yeah.
She was hilarious. And she would stand her ground too. Like if kids would make fun of her and stuff, she had good comebacks, man.
Really?
She didn't put up with anything. She was tough. And then we always went to this Chick-fil-A in New Braunfels. There was a Down syndrome girl that worked in there. When I take my kids in there and they would play in the little playscape thing. This is when I thought Chick-fil-A was healthier. Mm-hmm. And then I found out it has over 50 chemicals in the chicken.
I've heard this recently too.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, but you think, you're supporting this Christian, healthier, whatever. So I was taking my kids all the time. And they play with the playscape. They had, all the moms were in there and I could hang out with the moms and whatnot.
Right.
I went to the gym and then we go to Chick-fil-A. I'm like, why can't I lose weight? Oh, I'm just kidding. They do have really good food, but it's not healthy. Anyway, she worked in there and she was hilarious. I mean, she would serve us and get us refills and ask us if we need anything. She'd make conversation. She'd make jokes. And
I remember the one on my bus going to elementary school. Her name was Nancy. I don't remember any of the other kids' names on my school bus.
Right.
Oh, my best friend's name was Kyle. But yeah, there was Nancy, and she was the most loving human ever. And I remember it just broke my heart to watch people make fun of her, and they tease her a lot. Mm-hmm. And then I was kind of scrawny and scared of the big bullies on the bus, so I never stood up for her. And I always regretted not standing up for Nancy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I fell down once, and she was the first one there to come and like help me up and be sweet to me.
How old were you?
This must have been 3rd grade. So
where'd you go to school?
At that point in my life, I was in Utah.
Okay.
It would have been right before we moved to California when I was about 8.
Oh, okay. And where in California did you live?
That's not right. We moved to California when I was 10.
Okay.
We lived near Palm Springs, a city called Cathedral City.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
No.
No?
No.
Palm Springs is nice.
I mean, it has nice parts.
Oh.
But there's a lot of
Don't
garbage
people go
there.
on vacation there all the time?
Yeah,
Like the resorts and
I think
stuff?
I've been back 2 or 3 times since high school. I never really felt home there too much. And
Okay.
When I went to college, my family left,
Okay.
and so I've only been back a handful of times.
Where did you go to college?
So I was started at Rick's College. It's a Mormon school. I used to be Mormon,
Oh, okay.
and then I stopped doing that for a while and killed
Utah, Mormon, makes sense.
I killed some time right after that first year of school. And
Why
then-
did you leave Mormonism? How do you say it?
That is a-
Mormonism?
That's a whole podcast.
Oh, maybe we can talk about that one day.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm always
happy to talk about
interested in
today.
things like that.
Yeah.
You know, religion, why people are in it, why they get out, what
Yeah.
the facts are.
Yeah, I feel like it was God just wanted me on a different path.
All right, so what do
And,
you consider yourself, just Christian, non-denominational now?
Yeah, definitely Christian. I'm definitely a Bible person who believes in the Bible, but I have a lot of I read just all the time, just a lot of reading.
What do you read? What are your like interests?
Almost anything. I love books that are banned. I crave information that's trying to be kept from me.
I read a book in college that my history professor, he was an attorney, and he made us read this. It's now banned. It was a book
Do you remember
about
what it's called?
Christopher, the truth about Christopher Columbus. I do not remember what it was called, but I learned a lot.
Yeah,
And now it's coming out.
yeah. It's
The whole fairy tale they sold us is BS, you know.
so many of those.
That's how I got on my path of
Yeah.
being a truth seeker, because I learned that was the best thing I ever learned in college, probably. Well, I took nutrition and food, started learning about all that stuff.
That's where I got my start too.
Yeah.
It
I
was
took yoga. That helped me a lot.
yeah.
I took math. Didn't do anything for me. I took English. I ended up correcting the English teacher more than anything, and she hated my guts.
It started with health and nutrition for me too. In fact, that's kind of where I feel God started me when he's like, hey, let me introduce you to some information that, you know, the whole Mormon thing is that their belief is that
Right.
they have a prophet that lives today.
Right, and your body's a temple. Y'all can't have caffeine. You can't have
Yeah, that's all part of it.
anything, any drug whatsoever, right?
Yeah,
I used to work for a Mormon guy. He was super nice.
yeah. But the main idea is that, you know, there's the prophet, modern day president of the church.
They have the extra book or something. Is that them?
Yeah, several extra books. Yeah.
It's like John or something, or who?
Joseph Smith was
Joseph Smith.
the founder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They always
this,
knock on my door and give me the
Yeah.
booklet. And one time I was unloading my car groceries, and they pulled up on their bikes, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the boys, and I was like, "Can you help me bring my groceries in?"
Nice.
And then I tried to give them money, and they wouldn't take it.
No, they won't take it.
They were super sweet, and then they handed me the book, and I was like, "Thank you." You know,
Mm.
I flipped through it, but I never read it. There's a little pamphlet book.
Okay.
But I don't know. It was like, it's not,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me, because I'm a big Jesus freak, and I believe in what the Bible says. And
Yeah,
I
okay.
have more reason to believe in it from my own life experiences and my own real actual things that have happened to me. I actually had died and went to the other side and came back, and
For how long?
I don't know. It wasn't long, because I was in a helicopter, and I just remember falling asleep and being in a dream. And then I guess they shocked. I didn't even know they shocked me
You're in the
until
helicopter
later.
for life flight? Is that what it was?
Mhm.
From a car? Was it a car accident?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they shocked me back, and then I got to the hospital. But I had lost like 5.5 pints of blood. They were like, I don't know how you're alive. Like
Where was it coming from?
I broke my femur in half and ripped my leg out of my hip
Cut
socket.
your femoral artery.
My leg was in a horseshoe.
Oof.
They're like, I don't know how you're alive.
Yeah. What happened in the car accident? How that happened?
18-wheeler hit me and wrapped my car around an oak tree. It was partially my fault. I wasn't paying attention, and I was trying to cross lanes to go to the gas station to go see a friend that was getting gas. I was 18. I was going to get my nails done for prom
Jeez.
on a Thursday afternoon,
You didn't
May
go to
6th,
prom, did you?
May 7th, 1998.
Did they bring prom to you in the hospital?
A few friends came to see me, but I was in ICU, So they had to lie and say that they were family members because they wouldn't let anybody in.
So they couldn't come in prom dresses and tuxedos.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did have some people come in, but again, in ICU, they only allow family members.
Uh-huh.
So until I got out of ICU, which I was in ICU for 6 days, which isn't that long.
6 days. Yeah.
I mean, considering. But I was black from literally my head. I had brain swelling. They almost cut my skull open.
Wow.
I had my jaw was fractured. My ear broke some little bone in my ear. So I have tinnitus, and I've lost like 15 to 20% of my hearing. I can't hear certain tones.
Wow.
High pitched noises really irritate me, like to the point where I get like rage. And they said it's like common because it's something in your eardrum that's like going to your brain that just irritates you so bad.
Wow.
So I have to be like kids screaming. I have to wear like an earplug or concert. Loud churches bother me.
Well, definitely, if you are around my 3-year-old, we'll set him on this side of you or something. 'Cause
Most of the time, if it's a
pretty good
calm
now,
situation where at somebody's house, it's fine. But like if I'm in a grocery store, I'm already stressed out because I hate grocery shopping. I hate spending money on it. I don't know what it is. Grocery stores just aggravate me, or just shopping in general in a store with concrete floors and people and walking all over the place and trying to find things. You can't find it. I always get like a lot of anxiety. And by the time I leave, I'm always sweating. So I do a lot of like curbside or send my husband. But if there's a kid in there screaming or like throwing a fit, it just will make me
way
like
worse. Yeah.
I have to leave. Like I'm like, okay, we're done. Like it will make me real. Or my kids like, mom, and I'm trying to check out and they're trying to talk to me and I'm trying to like, pay attention to what I'm doing and paying and what are they charging me and all this. It's just a lot going on. I get like overwhelmed, and so I'm like, please stop talking to me until I'm finished. And my kids are teenagers and I've been telling them this for so long. I think I just am like, dude, like this is not like my son will not want to say 2 words to me. And then we'll get into the grocery store or a mall or somewhere where I'm trying to like, I'm on a mission, right? And I'm trying to remember all these things that I need to get. And I don't always have a list or I'm trying to find it because I can't find it. And he'll just want to tell me like 10,000 stories. And I'm like, dude, please don't talk to me when I'm in the grocery store, please.
Like you pick here to tell me this story?
Because it's loud in there usually. And, it's just, I don't know. Is it just me that gets irritated in grocery stores and stressed out?
Oh, no. My wife is the same way. We'll be like, having a nice afternoon together and, making jokes and flirting and stuff. And then we're like, hey, let's stop by the grocery store. And I
by the time
carry
you
on.
leave, you're like,
I carry on with the same kind of thing we were doing in the car and making jokes and poking her or whatever. And when we're in the store, she's like, can you stop? Like, I can, sure.
That's exactly how I get.
Yeah.
So she's like me.
Yeah. See, as I'm getting older, though, I don't really like the store doesn't bother me as long as it's not super crowded.
Right.
If I go to Costco on a Saturday, though,
That's horrible. Why would you do that?
Why would anyone? I don't know.
Well, some people don't have a choice. They have regular jobs.
And some people forget and just show up because, we're at that end of town.
We did that one time, me and my husband.
We used to go to concerts all the time. Baseball, basketball, football games. Now I can talk myself into going to one A&M game a year. And outside of that, I'm like, my buddy's like, hey, I got tickets to the Astros. I'm like, ooh, I think I'm busy that day.
No.
I don't
or the rodeo.
Yeah.
I like things like Cynthia Woods isn't bad. I like the lawn seats because I feel like you're more open.
If it's not too crowded, I'm good.
Even when it's sold out there, it's more spaced out. It's not like going to the RGV where you're like cattle coming out. I don't like that at all. Ask my husband. I'm like, I can't do this. You have to get me out of here.
I don't know what it is.
Trapped.
I used to be fine in crowds. I used to like it. Oh,
when I was young, I was like, the more the merrier. It was party. Yeah. I think too many things have happened since then. Crowds.
I don't know when it happened either.
I think it's just the news.
Yeah, that probably did it. Yeah.
The news gives us anxiety. And I was reading this article about how we're mentally not prepared. Our brain is not, we're not supposed to know about all these things going on in the world. It's too much. We're only supposed to know about our own community, right?
I think it's by design.
Take care of our own community. You're supposed to live in a village and have a community and it takes a village to raise a child, or it takes a village to survive. Everybody has their trade and you just help each other. And that's how it was designed, I feel like. And we have moved. It's kind of like the Amish, how they live. that's how we were supposed to live. I'm not saying that everything that they do is correct, but you know, I feel like that's
physically it makes a lot more sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think we're just so distracted with the internet and TV and phones and being at everybody's beck and call. And in order to survive, you have to have this much business and you have to do this much, you know, in my job, we have to have 50 deals a month, you know.
To keep the doors
open. Do you know how hard
it
is to keep track of 50 real estate deals going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then clients, and then making sure that you still have a pipeline and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, how are people doing this? I'm a realtor, also a licensed realtor, and I thought it was hard keeping up with the clients, you know, but this is like on a whole different like warp speed. You know, it's not my end goal to be entitled, you know, that's not, I took a job, I moved here, I didn't know anybody. I got offered a job. I thought they sold me everything under the sun, and I just got stuck in it. Yeah. And I think some people get stuck, and it's not that I love parts of my job. Like I love real estate. I love helping people. I love my realtors. I have so many realtor and lender friends that I'm friends with, and I love, and I get to work with them all the time. Where as a realtor, you have a client for a while, and then you're on to the next client, and then you're on to the next client, and so you don't have that friendship. Yeah. Where you're working together and building something together. But on the flip side, it's like, you know, in title, our commission is like $150 or something, you know, $300 maybe on a good deal. You don't make enough money to survive on 2 deals a month. Sure. Yeah. And what people don't understand either, though, is a realtor, yes, they make a lot of money, but they pay taxes. They pay their broker. They play splits. They pay for marketing, all their time with you, and they show houses and they never get paid, and they do contracts. And then I just had a guy, he was completely heartbroken. He did this whole commercial deal. The day before closing, they backed out. And I had one of those last week, commercial. And he worked on it for a long time. Those are long-term deals. You do a lot of work, and he didn't get paid anything. Yeah. So, and I think people just sometimes misunderstand it. And even as lenders, I mean, it breaks my heart when you work with this buyer forever, 6 months trying to get them in a house, and you get their credit all fixed up, and you do all this stuff for them. And then they're like, oh, we decided to go with this new construction. We're going to use their lender. And you're like, seriously? And that's something that I preach a lot too, though, is the builders will tell you they're giving you $5,000, but they build the price in somewhere else. So I'm like, you need to call Dave and have it compared. I think I sent you a couple. You might have. I did. And you know what? Before 2023, with the structure where I work, I could compete with builders, even with the incentives. But what happened over the last couple of years is that prices have gone down. I don't know if you know this, especially in Austin and the surrounding area. Austin is badly falling apart. I was looking at one this morning. She bought the house for $439. We closed October of 24, and she called me this morning to check about a refinance, and the house was worth like $406. She owes $401. Yeah. And she went from like a $439 sales price to $406. We're seeing a lot of short sales right now. Are you really? Mm-hmm. They're already getting to short sales? Yeah, I have a realtor. She specializes in that, and she's, out here? We just did a short sale class. There was 30 something people in there one day, and then 30 something the next day. I haven't even heard the word short sale used seriously for a decade. That's crazy. Yeah. And my title company has a specialist in that. So if you ever have anybody that, because if you don't have a good title company or a good lender or a good realtor, I mean, it takes a village, right? You have your triangle. A village and a half a year. Your short sales aren't super complicated as like a foreclosure. You definitely want to get people in the short sale period because it's going to be better for everybody involved. It's way better for the seller. Yeah. You don't want a foreclosure on your credit. Right. A short sale is way better on your credit, right? Is that correct? As far as like what its effect on a credit score, I don't know that. I don't know. Or how it affects long term. But you don't have to say I've ever had a foreclosure, right? The ability to get a loan modification or short sale is better in that regard. Okay. Because you have to disclose if you've ever had a foreclosure. You know what? We used to do, when I first got into the business, it was like 2012. And so we had just gone through like the
the big housing reset where everyone lost a house, everyone either had a bankruptcy, a short sale, a foreclosure. It seemed like every other person I pulled credit on, we were dealing with that. And it's been a decade since I really had to do a lot of those. So I don't remember the difference. Honestly, I don't remember the difference in the waiting period between a foreclosure and a short sale. I want to say a short sale was still a two-year wait on like an FHA loan, whereas a foreclosure I think is 4.
Okay.
So.
But it stays on your record for how long? Foreclosures forever?
No, like
10 years?
7 years standard.
7 years.
But that it doesn't. As far as its effect on the credit score itself, I think it just wears off over time. So a 6-year-old for short sale will affect your credit less than a 1-year-old one.
But do you think short sales and foreclosure, you don't know if they affect the credit score the same?
I would assume it's about the same. But see, but there's so many things that are factored into a credit score that, like, if you and I had a short sale on the same day, it would affect your credit differently than mine because I have different balances on my credit cards. I have different number of things on my credit. There's all these different factors that weigh in.
How long you've been at your job, how many times you've moved. There's like a whole thing on the credit.
As far as the hit itself from a foreclosure versus a short sale, I don't know that.
But so why would people do a short sale over a foreclosure? What is the benefit of that?
I think it's just to not have like such a lengthy waiting period before you can get another loan.
Gotcha. Or have to disclose I've had a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things will ask you, have you ever had a foreclosure? Nothing asks you, have you ever had a short sale?
Yeah, you're right. Wait, I think there used to be a question on every loan application that asked about a loan modification, which that's what a short sale is.
But I mean, like if you're buying a car, anything
outside
else,
of that.
they don't ask you if you've ever had a short sale, but they will ask you if you've ever had a foreclosure or
same
bankruptcy.
With even a rental. Like a rental will ask you if you had a foreclosure.
Foreclosures and bankruptcies.
But not a short sale. I think you're right.
Right. So I think it is better to have a short sale just for that reason.
I've never had a foreclosure, but I did have a short sale.
It's also easier if you're a realtor or a lender and you're trying to get a buyer into a house. It's way easier to go through the process for a short sale than it is for a foreclosure.
Well, it's just a matter of time, like how long ago it happened. And
the rules are completely different.
The waiting period for the short sale is a little bit less than, and I could look it up real quick if you want, but it's been a long time since I've done those.
Yeah,
as far
you should
as
probably brush up on them. We teach those classes.
Sounds like they're coming around.
Yeah.
But as far as the legwork or the difficulty in getting a loan, as long as you're past the waiting period, they're the same. So if it's 2 years for a short sale and 4 years for a foreclosure, if you're
6
past
years,
either of those, it doesn't matter which one it is. It doesn't increase the difficulty if it's one versus the other. Now there was, I don't know if there still is. Again, I haven't done many of these in a while, but there's always the extenuating circumstances.
Right. If they've lost a job loss.
Yeah.
Things
Proving
like that.
those.
Somebody asked me the other day,
challenge.
Can they use job loss for like other debts other than a foreclosure? Like, I don't know if you know this, something like this, like credit cards or car loans, things like that.
I don't know. But I mean, when you say use it, for what purpose?
Like,
to do what?
I guess kind of the same way that they use it for a short sale.
Well, I don't know that.
Like when they're settling with the credit card company or whatever.
When they're settling, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that
it has something to do with
it
that.
Would probably help that. But
yeah,
the only way that helps in getting a loan is that if the waiting period says 4 years, but you're only at 3, and you can show extenuating circumstances, it doesn't help you get rid of the previous debt. It doesn't help you improve your credit score. It doesn't do anything except shorten the wait period.
So I'm a big Dave Ramsey follower. I have been. I mean, I'm not like listen to him every day, but I've followed him for 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. And he says, if you get into a situation and you're, so far in debt and you just, whatever, you can't get out of it, to just stop paying your credit cards and then just settle with them later or just start using cash.
That's one move. Yeah.
How does that affect your credit though? Because then you're not going to be able to
straight to hell.
Yeah. How are you going to buy anything?
Yeah. The first time
most people can't go buy a car with cash.
No, but cars, you can get a loan on a car with terrible credit. You can't get a good loan on a car.
You get a high interest rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, but then that kind of like you're paying high interest on your like, I don't know. So the high interest goes from your credit card to your car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is one
and
way
you
to
can't
do
buy
it,
a house.
If you use any of those services that say, "Hey, we'll negotiate for you," the first thing they say is that they can't start negotiating until you've missed a few payments, and they don't tell people that. They just, or maybe they do, but they don't let them know. Hey, this process will save you a few $1,000s, but it will mess your credit up incredibly.
Which is going to cost you way more money.
In the long run, it could for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That feels like a scam to me, and they charge you fees.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, just negotiate it yourself. Just call them and negotiate it yourself. You don't need them. You also don't need to fix your credit with pay these companies. They can call you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll negotiate.
Because you can
with
tell
you
people what
until
to
you've
do on
missed.
their credit, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, I have some experience in helping people. I don't know if there's a license I'm supposed to have for that, but
No, I know most people just give advice like, hey, you should do this, don't do this. Because you've been doing it for so long, you kind of see what the do's and don'ts are.
Mm-hmm.
What about those consolidation loans? Because a lot of people are doing cash out refis right now. But a cash out refi, the interest rate is 7%, 8%
Mm-hmm.
for some people, especially if they've been not paying their bills. They're trying to, or they have high debt credit card. Is it better to do, because they advertise these consolidation loans at 5.99%. Is that a better way to go? Like it's like a personal signature loan, like a signature loan instead of.
It depends. It depends on the terms, and depends on is that going to be fixed, and if it is, for how long. So, I mean, if anything that's a lower interest rate is better than anything with a higher interest rate, as long as
maybe you're paying 10% instead of 28% on your credit card.
Right. But if you can get, if you can get a.
But it doesn't affect your credit negatively if you have all these credit cards. So this is my thing. There's two reasons I feel like that might be a bad idea. Because for one, people have no discipline. Two, then it opens up more. I feel like as a creditor or a person trying to get a mortgage, they get a consolidation loan, and let's say they have
credit cards back up
$50,000 in debt on their credit cards, and they move it onto that consolidation loan, and then they start paying it. But they have all this open credit over here. Doesn't it affect them? Should they call their credit card companies and have it reduced?
No,
so
definitely
it doesn't leave open credit.
Open is fine.
It's fine. It doesn't affect you negatively.
The thing that affects you negative is
when they start using credit cards again.
It depends on the percentage. So basically a good rule of thumb is that, so every month your credit is recalculated, right? There's like the word FICO or the word beacon. You may have heard those things. All those it's just it's an acronym that stands for the calculation they use, and it's basically like a 30-page algorithm. It's like a math equation that's like page after page after page. And in this math equation, all the variables relate to something that's on the credit report. It could be how many installment loans you have, which are, student loans, house, car payment. How many revolving credit card loans do you have? And then a third one would be what's the ratio of those two? So it's not just the sheer number. Do you have more than 5 or less than 5? But it's how many installment to revolving do you have? And each of those three things has an effect on your credit score, along with the balance of each, along with the length of time they've been open, along with, of course, any missed payments or anything like that. So all these things combine and spit out a score at the end, and that's what they call your FICO score.
Right.
Or the beacon calculation gives a different score.
I feel like credit, though, is a little bit of a scam because my issue is if I have all my credit cards at a zero balance and I don't really ever use them, or I don't have very much credit, or I pay a bunch of stuff off.
Yeah.
I don't have credit cards. I just pay cash for everything. Mm-hmm. Or I had a house loan and I paid it off, or I paid off my car and I live debt free. Your credit score sucks.
Well, and the credit.
And that's really not fair.
And the credit
because you have a whole history of stuff that's paid off on your credit. But your credit score drops every time you pay something off.
What's worse than that, and I totally agree with that, but the bigger thing is that just their existence.
That's happened to me most of the time in my life.
Their business model is actually a felony. They have a felonious business model.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'll tell you about that in a second. But as far as
they want you to have debt to have credit.
Yeah. Well, as far as having, so your credit card specifically, like if you get a car loan or a home loan, it will show up and start affecting the score after 12 to 18 months. Up until then, it really doesn't do anything for you. It's just there.
But if you pay it off,
or if you miss it,
it makes your credit score go way down. That's
your
happened
car
to me.
will. Your home typically won't. It might do it a little bit, but not for very long, especially if you replace it right away with another one. Same with the car.
But if you don't replace it, it does. Because that happened to me.
With a home loan or the car? With
The
car,
home.
I've seen it.
Definitely both.
Yeah. So, but with a credit card,
which irritated me like profusely.
yeah.
I'm like, are you serious?
Credit cards are the best way to help your credit or the worst way to hurt it if you use it incorrectly. So every month when they throw all the variables into this equation, every month that it sees that one of your credit cards has more than 30% of the balance used or the limit, anytime it's above that 30%, you'll lose points based on that. Now you may not lose points overall because maybe you picked it up here or here.
Yeah, I've heard that forever.
But as long as you keep it under 30%, you'll gain points.
But what if you keep it at 0%?
Don't do that.
What if you charge on it every month and then pay it off?
You don't want to do that either.
I know. That's kind of a scam.
You want it to report to the bureau.
So you want to leave, what if you just leave like a 5% balance?
Leave less than that. Go buy a tank of gas and then wait for the statement to come and then make the payment that's on the statement.
Oh, okay. Because I have a Home Depot card. They sent me a notice saying it was going to close because I hadn't used it in so long. Yeah. And I used to own a landscape business, so I want to keep it open because my son just started a new landscape business and I'm going to put it in his name next year.
Go buy a rake and then just wait for the statement. I went
and bought a rug for my back patio.
Yeah.
It was on sale.
And then as long as you're waiting for the bill to arrive in the mail, then that's your clue that it's been reported and then you can pay it off. But then do that again. Do that again that month. So buy something.
Well, that's what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to have him start charging on it for his landscaping business. Yeah. Buy materials or whatnot, and then just pay it off.
Yeah.
That helps him too because he doesn't always have the money up front to pay for stuff. Yeah. And I'm going to add him. Can I add him as a user at 17?
I don't know.
I wonder because then he just turned 17. I don't know if you have to be 18.
It's worth a try.
Because then it'll give him automatic credit because I've had that card for a long time. Mm-hmm. And everybody's telling me, I'm like, why didn't my parents do that for me?
Because they didn't know either.
They didn't know. Yeah. My parents didn't know anything about any of this stuff.
So here's something that you probably never heard of, and most people don't. But there are things
I'm going to have you move the microphone in front of you so we can hear you. Sorry.
Is this better?
No, you're fine.
Can you hear him okay?
So they had, there's the Fair Credit Reporting Act as well as there's about 6 sections of the Uniform Commercial Code.
Oh yeah, I've had to report somebody to them before.
Yeah. So here's what they say when it comes to your information. Your information to be published needs your permission, which means that if you open a credit card, for someone to have the information that you open a credit card, for them to have it, they need your permission. Not only do they have it, but sometimes they sell it, which would also require your permission.
Right.
Do you ever get called for permission to
report your credit?
Or for the credit bureau to give that information to someone else? So imagine this. Imagine that you and I start...
so why can't we just write letters to them saying, I didn't give you permission to share my credit?
Imagine that Burger King just decided to change their business model. They no longer want to do hamburgers. They just want to collect people's data. They just go around collecting everyone's data. They're going to find out all the places you worked. They're going to find out all the credit cards you ever owned, the balances on them,
everywhere you've lived,
your previous addresses, all that information. Burger King is just going to go out and get that information, and then Burger King is going to start selling that to anyone who wants to buy it from them.
And they do it all the time.
Does that sound like something like what if you and I wanted to start a company and just all of a sudden we're just going to get his information and that guy's information and we're going to sell that to someone else? Does it sound like something we'd legally be able to do? No.
But they do it all the time.
But they're doing it illegally. So if you push hard enough, Experian, I don't know if you know about Experian right now, but Experian they are drowning.
I have their app.
They are drowning in lawsuits right now. They're this close to being out of business entirely.
You ever seen Fight Club?
Yeah, the whole thing should die. But if you push hard enough, and it basically just takes, you've got to take the steps to alert them and take 3 steps, make sure that they ask for specific things in response, and then you have to take them to court. And when you take them to court, you win because they know they're doing it illegally. So usually they'll try and settle with you before you go to court. If they go to court, then you basically just say, this is federal law. It's not my feelings. My feelings didn't get hurt here. But I would like them to show where they provided this thing as UCC 304 states or whatever it is, or the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And I need them to prove that I gave them any of that information or gave them permission to use it or to sell it. Because another thing, when they take your information and they sell it, they're acting like they got your permission, which is the rule against that is listed under identity theft. It's even worse than the just having it and just selling it alone are against like several federal codes. But when you look at identity theft, built in there is the idea that someone can make money off of your information without your permission. That's the whole thing behind identity theft. And the credit bureaus, they're just corporations. They have names like bureau, like we're TransUnion Credit Bureau. They do that so they have this idea of it being governmental, but it's
like
completely
the Better
illegal.
Business Bureau.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with.
It's not regulated.
It has nothing to do with the government. It has nothing to do with better business. It has to do with making money from people who want to be listed as a good business.
Yeah, I learned that reporting people to the Better Business Bureau doesn't do a whole lot, but if you report them to the Attorney General's office, things get done a lot faster. So
when you fight the credit bureau's very existence, or when you fight the fact that they have any information on you, or any information that you don't want,
there's a bunch of stuff on my credit that's not even mine, like employment. Addresses. I'm like, what is this? Phone numbers I've never heard of.
So one of the things you do is you go directly to them.
Why is all that stuff on my credit that doesn't even belong to me?
You got to go to the.
Is somebody using my credit?
Very possibly.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and even if no one's using it in the way you think of, someone is using it to make money, and that's the credit bureau.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So.
Well, and I went to go buy a car. And I have a credit union. I always go through them. But sometimes GM will offer 0.9%, where mine is offering 1.9. And so I'll go with GM. Well, I went to the dealership to buy this truck. This was recent. And I actually just sent them a letter from that fair credit thing. I chat GPT a lot of stuff, which I love AI now.
Well, they run your score like 50 times?
They ran it a whole bunch through all these different people. And I said, I didn't give you permission to run it through all these other people. I gave you permission to run it through GM only. Now I have all these hard hits on my credit, which made my credit score, notifies me, your credit score just dropped. And I'm like, you did not have permission to do that.
All these things are fightable. All these things are fightable if you want to take your own time
and
to do it.
And I always attach the Attorney General and all these different people I'll send an email, I send a certified letter. But when I do it, I have copies of all the people that I've sent it to. So it's more like, look, I've reported it to everybody. And I'm notifying you that I've reported it to all these other people. You need to take care of it right now. And they usually take care of it, but not always.
If they don't, you got to take it to a local magistrate. You got to take it to the judge.
5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
Okay. That
so what else would you like to talk about? I know I told you, I was like, it goes fast.
Yeah. Okay.
We know all about a little bit about your history, your family. I love your family. It's such a cute little family. I don't know. I've never met your kids, but I have met your wife, and she's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah. We got to get together, get the kids together, and for sure have dinner. How's your husband doing? He's good. You tell him hi for me? He looks like a hippie. I love it. Yeah, I will tell him. We need to do like dinner or something. But good. So is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything that y'all are offering that is out of the box or different? There are so many down payment assistance programs right now. So don't let down payment be a reason not to get into a home. We just got a girl into a home that had a 609 credit score, and she paid for an appraisal and an inspection, and that's about it. So what was her interest rate on that? Because I know a lot of people kind of get blindsided by the interest rate. The down payment assistance programs are always going to be a little bit higher than market. So it was in the 8s. Okay. So it's usually like a point or two higher. But she also had a very low credit score. So it was a combination of. Okay. So it's usually a point higher, probably. It depends. Okay. There's too many factors to say. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But a point is a good rule of thumb. 1% higher. Yeah. Yeah. And then later on, you can refinance it if you want to, if you're going to stay there for a long time. Yeah. I tell people too that like you probably don't want to refinance though unless you're going to stay there for a while. Like you're going to pay fees to refinance. Do y'all do anything where y'all will refinance in a certain amount of time? Sometimes they'll like waive fees or. I always do. I always help people with the appraisal when they come back and get it. Okay.
when they get a refinance with me.
And then on the title, you have to go through title again. But if it's less than 4 years, you get 50% off your title insurance. So you do still have to pay that again. But do y'all make them pay that out of pocket, or can they tack that on into the refinance?
Usually people tack it into the refinance.
That's what I thought. So they just throw it in. They're not having to pay out of pocket for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
And if you're getting, let's say her credit score goes up in 18 months because she's been making all her payments on time and she's taking care of everything, she can get, and interest rates hopefully will drop.
Yep.
I mean, with
That's
everything
the idea.
they're going to have to drop.
Higher equity, higher interest, or higher credit.
July's real estate is not looking really good.
In what way? Just the numbers?
There's a lot of listings sitting.
Oh, there's a ton of listings out there.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, 60, 90, 180 days.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I have realtors that have like 7, 8 listings, some of them more.
If we got a little bit of relief on the interest rate, though, I think we'd sell a lot of houses.
I mean, it would just be, if they dropped at 1 point.
Yeah.
It would be.
If we can get in the 5s or even low 6s.
It's very stagnant right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary, but you just got to ride the wave. That's why I tell people too, don't live paycheck to paycheck. Try to, make sure you can ride through the wave. Because I work with realtors. I'm like, you can't just go blow all your money.
That's why we didn't get the Bentley yet.
You got a baby instead, which costs the same.
Right. Yeah.
I read this thing that said for each child is $25,000 a year. That's $125,000 a year we're spending on our kids.
Was that in $2020 or $2023? Because here in 2025.
That was our current.
Okay.
$25,000 a year. It used to be like 18.
Yeah.
And prior to COVID, it was like 12.
Well, and if you eat organic or you try and eat really super clean, then it's higher than that.
But you can also cut costs on other things that you blow money on, like eating out, being bougie.
True.
I'm very simple. I don't do anything with my hair. I don't get my nails done.
That's why I cut my hair off. It was just costing me too much in
product.
product.
It was so long. It's like you and my husband reversed. His was like about yours right now when we met you. And now his is like long,
real long.
And yours is a little bit shorter.
I bet it looks cooler on him than it did me, though.
I am starting to not like it. I thought if he grew it out like really long, it would be cool. But he put it in a ponytail, and I was like, no, you can't. You can't. Some people can pull it off. You're not that guy. I think it looks good when it's a little long right here. Like when he wears a hat, he wears cowboy hats and ball caps. When it's a little long right here, he has curls. Yeah. I think it looks cool. It's tucked behind his ear. That's fine. Yeah. But I don't like when he like bends down to kiss me and all his hair is in my face. I'm like.
I understand.
But anyway,
I understand.
Well,
that's what men have to put up with all the time. Hair in our face.
Well, when it's really long, it kind of just stays. There's like an in between that's like not fun, I think.
The frizzy. Yeah.
Well, it's just, when it's really long, it's kind of weighted down.
Right.
It's not everywhere.
Right.
But when it's like here, it's kind of like just all over the place. Plus his hair's curly.
Yeah, that's how mine was. It was just frizzy is the way I'd say it.
Dick over there. Yeah. He's got the same.
You make it look good.
He's young. He's cool. He wears like his sunglasses on his head. It looks really cool. He wears his caps. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's available still, ladies. Not much longer, maybe, though. He has a prospect. Y'all better get in there.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I had fun talking.
You'll have to come back on again. We'll talk some more.
Anytime.
Maybe we talk about that Mormon thing.
Yeah. We can go deep on that.
I would love to hear about that.
I'd rather just talk about the Bible, but I can give you a little bit backstory.
I think we should talk about both.
Yeah.
I mean, the comparison of the two.
Yeah.
And why one or the other.
Sounds good. Should we get an active Mormon on here to give the other end of the spectrum?
I don't know if I want that pressure.
Yeah, me either.
I get it enough at home. Want the knock on my door, Yeah. But anyway, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Me too. I had a really good time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.